that's the two-pronged strategy, right? Is use the terrorism laws to surveil, chill expression, give rise to civil suits, and the civil suits often too are targeted at Palestine movement organizations. So we can talk to also threats to movement organizations in the context of Project Esther. I think we should talk about the nonprofit killer bill as well. But the civil suits often are to tie up movement organizations in litigation that even if they don't win, the Zionists don't win their suit, they have taken up all these resources. So there's the surveillance, there's the chilled speech, there's civil suits, and there's criminal prosecutions, and there's sanction, isolating entities from one another. That's happening on the terrorism track. At the same time, there's a softer push to chill expression by and also drum up culture panic.
Yes.
Right? The cultural panic is also key in pushing these, creating the basis for this legislative action, but also with associating with other reactionary pushes in the United States, the kind of anti-critical race theory panic or whatever.
Right.
They get in bed, the Zionists and the Christian nationalists, to make their push, and all of that's happening under the auspice of the rising tide of anti-Semitism, which also is connected to the ADL, right? So ADL is playing both games because the ADL also takes it as their mission to be quote unquote tracking anti-Semitism. Now, because they define anti-Semitism to include all these actions of Palestine solidarity and expression and protest whatsoever, they then put that's in their methodology. Then they point to their own data and say, look, anti-Semitism's on the rise, right? Because they're including all of this Palestine action, and then use that as the basis to pass more repressive.
Yeah, I just want to read real quick from an article that came out in the Jewish Daily Forward, which, of course, Dylan is on the masthead of. But this came out on January 10th, 2024. The Anti-Defamation League released a report Wednesday listing more than 3,000 anti-Semitic incidents committed in the 3 months since October 7th, a stunning figure that tops full-year tallies for every year except 2022. Jonathan Greenblatt, the group's chief executive, said in an embargoed news release that the count, which the group calculated at 360% higher than the same period in 2022, represented a threat to Jews, quote, unprecedented in modern history. But the ADL acknowledged in a statement to the Forward that it significantly broadened its definition of anti-Semitic incidents following the October 7th Hamas attack to include rallies that feature, quote, anti-Zionist chants and slogans, events that appear to account for around 1,317 of the total count. I mean, for anybody that is just started paying attention, who thinks of the ADL as just some fucking, BLM Global Foundation style group for the Yehudis, wrong. ADL is a fucking scum group of scumbags. I'm saying this, not my lawyer. Of scum groups of they're scumbags. I fucking hate Greenblatt. I fucking hate all these pieces of shit. And their entire project is to stamp down on any criticism of Israel. These people don't care about Jews. They care about Israel.